Okay, guys. So today we have to start with a new activity. Okay, with a new activity.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning. We have to start with a new activity, new topic. Already we finished from everything related to plant cell and animal cell.
Good morning.
Good morning. I want to ask you something about a word. To tell me what do you think about this word? Okay. Here about something what we call, let me put it, reproduction. Okay, we still some students are joining, so let me.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning. Okay.
Which page in the book?
Nothing. Don't pay attention on the book. Please pay attention on the screen. When you hear and when you see about this word reproduction, what does it mean? Who can tell me what's the meaning of reproduction? Okay, only Hassan, Ammar. Okay, Pia. Okay, then. Okay, perfect. We have, okay. Hassan, Ammar, what's the meaning of reproduction?
Yes, reproduction means like you make it many times. You reproduce it.
Okay, many times. Okay. Pia, what's the meaning of
Development.
development? Luna, what's the meaning of reproduction?
It's just what repu repu
Good morning, Miss.
reproducing
What's the meaning of reproducing?
just giving.
Giving. Okay. Ali Tawuz.
Okay, like one cell multiply into many cells.
Okay. Multiplication. Abbas Karim.
It is like a product that was redesigned.
Okay. Larine Awad.
To redo something.
تريدو زهراء نصر الله.
Miss, I wanted to say it,
Yes, yes.
but in a different way. But I know it in Arabic, but I don't know how to say it in
In
English.
Arabic, no. Only I need like a short definition. Okay, Isam.
Like a thing that cuts itself into two things.
Okay, Selena.
Many things.
Okay, Noor Daher. Okay, Noor Daher.
The biological process by which a new member or members of species is created from a parent or a parent.
Okay, so reproduction, this title is very important, by the way, because we will hear this term many times in this chapter, and also later we have another chapter about reproduction. Once you are hearing this term is very important. Reproduction. By the way, all living things are able to reproduce. Reproduce means to increase in their number. Okay, to increase in their number, to give babies. Okay, so what do you think? Only the people are able to reproduce, يعني to give babies. So بيكون في عندنا mother, father, dad.
No, also
the animals.
Also the cell.
animals
Okay.
Animals
Exactly.
and plants.
Exactly. So let's talk about the animals. Maybe you have cat in the home. Then you have a boy cat and girl cat. After time, they give babies اللي هن الكitten. So the cat is able to reproduce, to increase in their number. The dog, all animals. So the animals, all animals are able to reproduce, to increase in their number. They were two genders, two species, two living things. After a time, they will become 3 4 5 the same for the people. بيكون في عنا father, mother, after a time they will have one baby, two babies, 3 4. So this is reproduction يعني they're able to give new members to increase in their number. طيب, what about the plants? Can the plant also reproduce like the people and like the
Yeah.
animals?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, the plants are able to reproduce like the animals and like the people. طب, do you have like an idea how do plants reproduce? How do they give babies? Please raise your hand. How do they increase in their number? Yes, ya Isam?
When there is a small things inside the flowers, when they when the flower drop them on the floor, and another by the time another flower
Okay.
came out.
طيب, okay, thank you. Zahra Nasrallah.
Yes, by taking like putting it in the sunlight and putting water for it, and like taking care of the plant for it to grow.
Okay, يعني what do you think by which part of the plant do you know into the plant has many parts, stem, roots, flower, fruit. What do you think by which part علش ايه the plants are able to reproduce to give a new members to increase in their number? Yes يا علي.
By the root.
By the roots. علي طاووس. How do plants reproduce?
Seeds.
Seeds. Hassan Ammar. How do plants reproduce?
By the roots.
عباس كريم.
Offspring.
لونا درويش.
Payment.
لارين عواد.
Roots.
سيلينا طاهر.
Roots.
نور علاو.
The roots.
سنة عساف.
Roots.
اوكي, نور ظاهر.
Ovaries.
بيا.
Miss, roots and seeds. The both.
عباس كريم. عباس كريم.
I said.
Okay, do you want to add something? Lamar, we have Lamar, new member. Yes, yeah, Lamar. How do plants reproduce? Yes, yeah, Lamar, I can't hear you.
By roots.
Roots. على حسن حيدر.
By roots.
طيب. Okay. Thank you. Please lower
Miss, can I say also?
Yes, I saw.
Pollen grains.
طيب. Actually, you have to know something is very important. When we are talking about a plant, any plant, it has a stem, roots, let's say, it has also leaves, it has a flower. So you have to pay attention. The plant, any plant, in order to reproduce, okay, we are focusing about the flower only, not the roots, not the stem, not the leaf, so the flower. So that's why we say the flower is a reproduction part, reproduction organ of the plant. Why we say for the flower is a reproduction organ? Do you know why? How can the plant is able to reproduce through a flower? What is the reason behind? Yes, yeah, Hassan Ammar.
It's because in the circle there are seeds and there are seeds.
Flower. Type. Okay, there are seeds. Isam.
When the when the bee take the small seeds inside the flower,
Yeah.
they a small a part of them dropped on the floor, and this
Yes.
became a flower.
Yes, you are explaining the procedure. Later on, we have a period about the procedure. But my question is, the flower is a reproductive organ. يعني means from the flower, the plant is able to reproduce. The reason behind, because inside the flower, there is a female and male. Do you know what the meaning of female?
Yeah.
What's the meaning of
A girl.
It's a girl.
Girl.
Girl is a
Girl.
boy.
And
what
a
about
male, a
male?
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
boy.
Male is a
Exactly. So keep in your mind this thing. Always, 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 for all living things, for the people, we need two genders. Two genders, yani female, male, boy, girl. In science, we don't use boy, girl. We use female, male. Also for animals, the animals cannot reproduce without male and female. So in order to talk about reproduction, we need two genders. Two genders, yani we have male and female. Also at the same time, for the plants, inside the flower, you will see there is male and there is a female. Which one is the female, which one is the male? Throughout the explanation, you will know. Okay? So let me organize our information. You have to say yes, the plant is able to reproduce, of course. How? By the flower. How? Because there is a presence of female and male genders. Okay? So that's why our activity for today is the flowers, organization, and reproduction. So you will see in all this activity, they are focusing about the flower, about flowers. Okay? So before we move in details about the male, the female, how do they reproduce? First of all, we have to watch together a video in order to tell us, let me share, the parts of a flower, because you will see, you have to know today the parts of the flower, okay? In order to know in details how do they reproduce. Okay, Pia, please set this straight and listen. So let me share with you this. Already some students watched this video. Yeah. Listen, please.
For this flower dissection, we're using a lily because it's a really large flower that's got really obvious and very distinct reproductive parts. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is remove this outer layer here. These are the parts.
Okay, here they are using a lily flower because actually lily flower, all its parts are very clear. Okay, so that's why they are using this flower. They are doing dissection, yani they are taking each part alone for the flower. Yeah, let's start with the first part.
It's known as the sepals. And you can see there, they are the first thing that comes out at the top of the stem of the flower.
So guys, as you see in this video, he is taking the part which is the colorful part of the plant or of the flower. Here, what is the color of this colorful part?
White.
White.
Yes, exactly. So of course, not all flowers, their colors white. Maybe they are yellow, red, pink. Yes.
Blue.
So this is the first part, which is the colorful part. We call it petals. What do we call that?
Petals.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Yes.
We can see here on this diagram, there's the stem, the receptacle at the top, and the sepals are sticking out either side, and they're green. The petals are above them, and they're brightly coloured to attract insects. Here, earlier stages of it starting to bloom, they are the same colour as the petals. So in this particular species, the petals and the sepals look almost identical. Now that we've removed a few sepals and petals, we can see much more clearly.
As you see here, there is something green. Okay, it's a sepal, as we said. Sepal, I will show you
What's on the inside of this flower, and you can see on this one that we've got both the male and the female reproductive parts, which have been produced at once. At the base of the petals here, we've got this sticky sugar, both the male and the female reproducing out either side, and they're in green.
This is the sepal. This is the first sepal, and this is the second sepal. So, Safiana, the color parts here and this flower are the petals. So the colorful are the petals, and this one, the green, always are green for all the flowers. What do we call them? The
sepal.
Yes. So till now we have this one. It's a petal. This one is a sepal.
The petals are above them, and they're brightly coloured to attract insects. Here you can see the sepal.
Okay, this is the sepal.
Sepals are green on the bud of the flower, but in the earlier stages of it starting to bloom, they are the same colour as the petals. So in this particular species, the petals and the sepals look almost identical. Now that we've removed a few sepals and petals, we can see much more clearly what's on the inside of this flower, and you can see on this one that we've got both the male and the female reproductive parts, which have been.
Flower, there are together the male and female, because later on you will see some flowers only they are male, yani only it has the male part. Some flower only
Miss, the ones that are little dots, those are the ones that are female and male.
We will see, Edward. Wait a second. So, but keep in your mind and know maybe some flowers are female only, yani are girls, or some of them are boys only. But in this flower together, bisexual, male and female. Hala, you will see how.
Been produced at once. At the base of the petals here, we've got this sticky sugar-containing fluid, which are necessary for pollination. Let's take a closer look now at the male reproductive part of the flower.
This one is taking from the flower. It's the male. It's the male reproductive organ. It's the boy. Look what's its name.
This part is known as the stamen, and the stamen contains
part, which is the male reproductive organ, yani the boy. What do we call it? Stamen. Yani till now we have petals, we have
sepals,
and stamen.
So, but keep in
I want a question.
Yes, Malak. Wait a second. So, here it's a stamen. All of this, it's a stamen. All of it. But this stamen also we can annotate it into two parts. And this part alone, this part alone. Listen, please.
Contains the anther supported by a stringy thing called the filament.
So this, in this picture, it's a stamen. All of this part, all of it. And this with this like a line. All of it, it's a stamen, but you have to pay attention. This, it's a filament. Filament like something thin stem. So this part, let me move it back in order to show you in a real one. Okay. Yes. This, it's as you see, this is a filament, and these what we call pollen. There are something what we call pollen grains on it. Hala, I will show you as a picture. So we have two pollen sacs. On these pollen sacs, what we call pollen grains.
We have stamen.
Something, yes. We call it something yellow. Hala, I will show you in details. But keep these.
Look now at the male reproductive part of the flower. This part is known as the stamen, and the stamen contains the anther supported by a string thing called the filament. The anthers produce the male gametes of the flower. In the earlier stages of blooming of the flower, you can see the pollen starting to burst out of the anthers.
So these are the pollen grains. Actually, this video summarize all the chapter. Okay, so keep these in your mind. Okay, keep these words.
But once the flower is more mature, they're a lot more exposed and readily released from the anthers. And you can see these coming off here as a sort of dust. We can put this onto a microscope slide and then put it under the lens to have a little closer look at it. And you'll be able to see the individual pollen grains that have been released from the anthers. Next, let's have a look at the female reproductive part of the flower.
Now he wants to show us the female. So the male reproductive organ, what do we call the stamen with its part? Now it's time the female to see which one is the female.
At the bottom here is the ovary. This is the slightly large inflated part which will go on to develop into the fruit. Above that is the style, and at the top of the style
So
here
this
is
in the middle, this one, it's in the middle. Who can tell me how many this part does this flower have? One or many? This in the middle.
One.
One. How it's many?
Many.
No,
Many points.
no.
One.
Look. Yeah, let's see the.
One.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
stigma, and this is where the pollen must land.
Look, these are the many اللي عم تقولوا عنهم many. These are the stamens. Okay, these are the stamens اللي هن many. Now we are talking about the female. The female, only one female reproductive organ, and you can find it in the middle of the flower, while the stamens are surrounding this female. Listen to see what do we
The
call it.
stigma, and this is where the pollen must land. In the diagram, the style above.
Okay, so look, this part, all of it, it's
Pistil.
a pistil. What do we call it?
Pistil.
Not pistil, pistil.
Pistil.
So, yes, exactly. So look, how many pistils does the flower have?
One.
One.
Where does it
One.
located? Yes, where does it
In the
located?
middle.
In the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah, let's continue. Excellent.
Above it and the stigma on top, this is the female part of the flower, and inside of the ovary are the ovules. Here we've got the female gametes. We can now cut into the ovary so that we can get a little bit of a closer
So
look
look,
of what this looks like.
There is a pistil. A pistil, and here there is like a ball. This ball, what we call ovary. Look, let me make it.
On the inside.
Okay, yeah, let's.
We've cut off the outer layer, and now we'll cut off a little
This is
section of
the
it
ovary to see what does it have inside.
so that we can have a closer look. On the inside of the ovary, we've got lots and lots and lots of these absolutely tiny little ovules. We really need to see them under a microscope to get a good view of them.
So look, guys, he is taking the ovary and take something from at the transparent part and put it through the microscope to see what does it have inside it.
So that's the entire
So
structure
look,
of the flower.
this is the ovary, look like the ball, and inside it there are three ovules. So keep these terms in your mind for the whole chapter. Okay, keep it.
With the sepals coming out of the receptacle at the base, the petals above them, which are there to attract insects, which is why they're brightly coloured. The female system is known as the carpel, which contains the ovary at the bottom with ovules inside of it, the style above that, and the stigma at the top, and the stigma is the place that receives the pollen. The male part is known as the stamen, which consists of anthers at the top of it and the filament beneath it supporting it.
Okay. Actually, by the way, this video, it's very important video. Okay, let me share the book again. It summarized everything. Today, it's no need to know all these details. Let me show your book in order to summarize what we explained. Okay, so keep in your mind, first of all, the flower. We say it's a reproductive organ because there is a male and female. Before we go to in details, you have to know the parts of the flower. So as we saw in the video, this is the petals. All the petals have the same color?
No.
No. So the petals, yes, okay. The colorful parts, as we said, these are the sepals, green, and these اللي هو in yellow, what do we call it? Stamens. It's the male or female?
Male.
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 Okay.
And the middle one is a female.
Yes, it's the female, what we call pistil. So guys, Anto, please now mute your microphone. So you have to know these parts, the name for each part: petals, stamens, pistil, sepals, and as you see here, we have something what we call peduncle. Peduncle in order to hold the flower to the stem. Okay, only to hold the flower to the stem of the plant due to the presence of peduncle. Okay, let me explain one thing.
Miss, the peduncle is like
This something green in order to hold all the flower to where? To where?
root.
To the stem. To the stem. عندك يا لارين, this is the stem of the plant. And here, this plant, it has a flower, let's say. This is a flower. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what we call peduncle. This peduncle, it's a part to hold the flower to the stem of the plant. شو هي it's هيك it flies in the air? No, it needs like something to attach it to the stem. Okay, guys, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So I want
Yes.
okay, I want to add something. Okay, please mute your microphone. So I want to add something before we finish. In science, when we say group of petals, did you remember the group of paramecium? It's paramecia. The group of nucleus, nuclei. You have okay, you have to know when we are talking about a group of petals, يعني many petals or petals, we can't say petals. We have to say the group of petals, they form corolla. Corolla. Corolla means يعني group
Corolla.
of petals. Also the sepals, it has group. So group of sepals, all of them, we call them calyx. What do we call them? Calyx.
Calyx.
Yes, you have to know them. Okay, you have to know them. These two terms, when we are talking about group of petals form corolla. Group of sepals form calyx. Hassan Ammar, pay attention. Together, corolla plus calyx together, we call them floral envelope. Floral envelope means يعني the envelope, the outer side of the flower. So group of petals corolla, group of sepals calyx, together corolla plus calyx, that form floral envelope. That's it. Let's start doing. Let me choose now students to do these questions. They are very easy.
Can I?
Let me choose. يلا يا ملك زعيتر. Start يا ملك.
Yeah.
Pick out.
Okay. Pick out the different parts that form the formal envelopes.
Pick out يعني you have to take it from above. And now, what do we call the floral envelopes? Which parts they form the floral envelopes together? Malak?
Oh, the calyx.
Bravo. The calyx
And
and
the
the
corolla.
corolla. Thank you. Thank you. Yusuf Mansour. Yusuf. طيب. سنة عساف. يلا يا سنة. Second point يا سنة. سنة. Maybe Sana or Yusuf.
Yeah.
يلا يا سنة. Go ahead. Read second one. The second point.
Yes. The name attaches the plant.
Flower to the plant. Which
I
part?
just plant.
Yes. Which part from these that attaches the flower to the plant, to the stem of the plant? What do we call it?
Sepals.
That attach all the flower to the stem of the plant. What do we call it?
Oh. Wait, I can't see it very well. Wait.
Okay. So these are the parts. We have petals, stamens, pistil, sepals, peduncle. So which one that hold the flower to all the plants? The peduncle.
Miss,
Yes.
it's
It is
the
the peduncle.
The peduncle.
The peduncle that hold all the flower to the stem. Type. Let's go to the number 2. The first one, no need for add the first point, no need. Okay, because we have to search it from the internet. Number 2, the definition of a complete flower. Look, who can tell us? You can raise your hand now. Why we call this a complete flower? What does it mean by complete flower?
Miss, can I answer about this?
Yeah, raise your hand, please. Don't say, can I answer? Only raise your hand. Why we call this a flower is a complete flower. Yes, yeah, Selena?
Okay, because it contains petals and sepals.
Okay, only. Yes, yeah, Lamar Istiblani.
Sorry, petals and pistils. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Lamar Istiblani.
Yes,
Why we
because
call it
it
complete
has
flower?
male and female, and it's also reproduction.
Okay, come in. It's good. Yes. What else? Do you want to add something? Yeah, Abbas Karim. Why we call it complete flower?
Because all the parts are so.
Because
All the parts are there.
yes, exactly, exactly. Thank you. So, guys, we call it a complete flower since it has petal, stamens, pistil, sepals, peduncle. So that's why
I was going to say it.
yes, because it has
Me too. I was about to say it, but you didn't.
yeah. Thank you. So because it has all these parts. So who can tell me, raise your hand because we still have 1 minute only. Who can tell me what's the meaning of incomplete flower? Why we call this a flower, let's say, incomplete? Due to what? What is the reason behind? So this is, let me write, it's a complete flower. Think. It's a complete flower. So when we call, let's say, this a flower, it's not a complete flower. What's the meaning of incomplete flower? Only raise your hand, please. Okay. Let me choose Batul. Yes, yeah, Batul. Scar. Batul.
We call it incomplete flower when it doesn't have all of these.
Yes, excellent. Thank you. So since the flower doesn't have all its parts, so we call it incomplete because something is missing. So guys, I will post this page in Google Classroom with the answers. You have to draw and annotate. Let me remind you what the meaning of annotate. Yani you have to label. This is petal, this is a stamen, this is pistil. So you have to annotate and to put a title for it as we learn. A title, complete flower, and you have to close it. So never mind, yeah, Yusuf, Mansoor, Yusuf. So once we are